Hey, what's going on, Archons? It is time for the weekly KeyThoughts vlog that I do. This week you may notice that I'm doing it a day later than normally. Normally I do it the day of my stream, but I didn't have a lot of thoughts to share yesterday in the morning, but I knew I would after my stream because I got to play a week's worth of decks representing every single set that has come out in KeyForge thus far. So it was a really fun experience taking new decks I've never played before that I took time analyzing and seeing them in action if the things I thought came to pass or if not. One deck I had, it had a cool key frog play and I was super stoked to maybe forge a key to win the game, and I legit almost had it, and then the person I was going against crushed my dreams and made me want to not play KeyForge anymore. Just kidding, no. But it was, I still won the game. It was just a lot of fun getting to test out these decks, and within those decks were two AoA decks. The first two that I've opened in the Advent series, and holy crap, I gotta say, I don't know what it is, but these two AoA decks were not trash. They were actually like quality AoA decks, and they felt so good playing. Like, I had so much fun. I had even fun with my opponent. Like, we had such good banter, and the game had this really fun back and forth quality to it. One of them I lost one, won one, and it was the ZYX suite deck, which had three ZYX researchers, and then obviously the director and the project. And holy crap, it had a memory chip in it. It was amazing. Like, so much fun playing the deck. Like, I don't know what it is about AoA, but there's a level of fun that exists within that set that when you don't have the pressure of, I don't even know how to properly express this. It's like, I don't know if it's the pressure of trying them to always be good, but it just was freeing to play these decks, and they were both unique and cool. Like, one had a really cool Mars suite with a brainstem antenna and two sky booster squadrons, so you could essentially like get them back and play them with your other Mars cards and really activate that brainstem antenna. And I threw on an Overlord Grekking, so I started just stealing creatures, which was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, I gotta say, the AoA games were just amazing. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel that the only way I can describe it is AoA is like a fine wine. Like, it ages over time and you appreciate it more than when it was new. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I feel like we're discovering this aspect of AoA as the game is progressing. It's it does have its trash, but I mean, I'm starting to realize that every set has its trash. That's just the way it is. And I think with Mass Mutation coming out and having this board-based aspect to it like AoA did, it makes you look back at AoA in a different way and appreciate it. I'm just, I don't know, it's like AoA suddenly has an even more special place in my heart. Like, I appreciate the decks that I have in AoA, especially when you find the good ones. I appreciate them more than my other ones, and I'm always wanting to play it, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I know there's some people who are actually really opposed to AoA. Unfortunately, it's the set that exists as well, that when you're just going to buy a bunch of decks, you have a very high chance of not having anything exciting. And you also have the chance of maybe not seeing the lines the same way and having to spend more time discovering. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about this week, was this effect that AoA has on us as KeyForge players, because I'm starting to notice this trend. Like, when I see people online talking and everything, and I notice people, these decks they bring out, they're AoA decks. It's almost like you have this, I want to say, like, chip on your shoulder in a way, where you want to prove that AoA is actually great, and people bring that with them now. And oh, it's just fantastic. This game that we all love and play is something truly special, that something like this can happen. Like, a set can evolve over time because you can't change what's in it. And suddenly you start to appreciate aspects of it, and certain cards that it has and the things you can do come out more. And you just get to experience it in a new light, because now there's new decks that didn't exist, new cards that didn't exist, that these cards get to go against. And it's something really special, and I want anyone out there who is hearing me say this and being like, what the heck are you talking about, man? AoA is like the trash of all trash. I know Vault Boy 81 out there, my man AJ, he's literally probably like got the prayer hands up like this. He's like, preach, because I know he has been repping the AoA from day one. And I see you, man. I see what you're saying. So anyone who doesn't feel this way, go find an AoA deck. actually invest money in a good AoA deck that you like. Maybe test it on TCO first before you spend it. There's good secondary market ones if you do not want to buy a bunch of AoA decks. I'm sure we're going to start seeing more sales on AoA decks as people have inventory and want to clear them out. But I'm telling you, don't sleep on AoA. If you're a hater of AoA, go find something that's good. Find the qualities in a deck that you like. Spend some money on an AoA deck because you will find a reward in that. Like the AoA decks that are in the 70s and up, they're actually pretty much all going to be pretty good decks. That's the one thing I've noticed. Like the decks in the 70s of the AoAs are generally not bad. They're actually really good. Other sets, especially Worlds Collide, I find you can have some 70s decks that are not that great. And even with mass mutations, I would say you can get some 70s decks that are, they're okay. They're not great. They don't seem to warrant the 70 when you actually play them. So AoA doesn't fall into that, I find. I find AoA performs exceptionally in those 70s ratings. So go find your gem AoA decks if you have some that you haven't explored, and if you don't have any, then get on that secondary market and find one. Then you're gonna like spend some time with it, because I promise it's gonna be rewarding and fulfilling when you find that right one and it clicks. There's something about that set. So hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts on this. And as always, everyone, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.